Page 34, Cuddle Up a Little Closer. This is sort of a swing style piece. And by that, there's a note at the bottom that tells you we're going to play the eighth notes unevenly. Give me some good eighth notes. On the second line in the second measure, you see those eighth notes? We're going to play them unevenly. All the eighth notes. Ba, 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 ba. Okay? It's just sort of an automatic thing. Again, as usual, the fingering they give is fine. Use it if you want to. I like to give you some alternatives to think about. Gives me something to say anyway. At the beginning of this, you have a 1-4 in the right. I'm going to start with the right hand. 1-4. Then for the eighth notes in that first measure, it's a 3-4. Right? Not a problem. Look at the fingering. I like what they've done. This is good. In the second line, you start out with half notes of 1-3, then a 2-4, and then it goes to a 1-5. I like that because everything's connected. Everything's legato. The last line on page 34 on the right hand, first measure, they're giving a 1-4. Then they're saying use the third finger for the D sharp. So you have to cross over the fourth to get it. And then 1-4. Now this is done in piano. That's not unusual. You'll get that. It's just unnecessary in this case. You can do the F and the D, 1-5. Then use the 4 to cross over it, and then 1-5 again, which is done more often than crossing the 4 over the third finger, or the third finger over the fourth finger, or whatever it is. The thing I don't like of what they've done here is the second line, the third line, second measure. In the right hand, they've got a 5-4-2-1, and then in the next line, it's a 1-4. So your one's got to do double duty here. It's unnecessary. You can start that second measure of the third line with the 1-5, okay, but then go 4-3-2, and now your one is ready. That's much safer fingering than what they're doing. And I recommend that. At the top of page 35, first line, first measure. They don't tell you specifically, but they're inferring that you're going to use the fourth finger on the D sharp. Well, if your fingers are up to it, great, go for it. It's good practice. But easier fingering is to use the third finger on the D sharp. Same thing with the second line. You see that? Use the third finger on the C sharp. Third line, same thing. Use the third finger on the eighth note C, and then the fourth finger on the last C, the quarter note C. At the bottom of page 35, in the first measure in the right hand with those eighth notes, I don't agree with the two-note slurs. To me, it's out of character. You're not doing it anywhere else, so why? I just play it. I don't really have anything to suggest for the left hand because it's chords. You get a little bit of action in the second line on page 34, but not much. Make sure you get the two-note phrases in. At the bottom of page 35, there's a first and second ending, and the repeat sign goes all the way back to the beginning because there is no reverse repeat sign. So we're basically going to play the whole thing twice. Okay? There's no pedal in this. This is a light piece. You see the P-F at the beginning, up at the top of page 34? Between the stabs, there's a little P-F. That means first time you play it soft, and the second time you play it loud. I'll let you do that. When we play it together, I'm just going to play it. So it's the 4/4 time. I'll give you 4 counts. Let's try it out. Just be sure and play those eighth notes unevenly. All right? So we're going to start right hand here, left hand here, no pedal. 1, 2, ready, go. Now you can probably find all kinds of recordings to this, although it won't be this arrangement. You can. Maybe this arrangement's on YouTube someplace, I don't know. But to give you an idea, again, I don't want to play the whole thing, but to give you an idea what it might sound like, it would something like so.